What's up, guys and girls? It's summertime, so I am sweating really hard and it's midday. So today I'll be talking about something very important, and it is a question on who is at fault when someone cheats in a relationship. To put it more simply, if someone cheats, who's to blame? Now, I realize that life is complex and there are probably very complex scenarios, and I'm just going to cover the generic concept, and I feel like this will encompass a good majority of them. So the quick answer is that both parties are wrong. A lot of people think that when someone cheats in a relationship, then the person who cheats is not at fault. It's the seducer or the person who's outside of the relationship who has seduced this person in a relationship who is at fault. In reality, both parties are at fault. Whether a guy or girl, let's say it's a girl, she cheats on her boyfriend with some other dude, then she's at fault for allowing these questionable interactions between them two via text or just meeting in person or whatever, and any other follow-up that might happen. And he's at fault for purposely knowing what's happening and going through with committing this steal as well. Human beings are definitely evolved to be smart enough to realize what they are doing. Girls are actually very smart and cunning at times. I'm pretty sure they know what's going on with these questionable interactions, and they should be held responsible because they have the responsibility to know when to cut it off before any of that happens. The same thing goes for the guy who tries and steals away the girl, because he is also smart enough to know what exactly he is doing. A lot of people won't get this concept, and whoever's in the relationship, even if they cheated, they will not be held responsible at all. It's always the corrupt guy, and it's always the male's fault for bewitching the helpless female. And obviously this is not the case, because there are plenty of very smart and equally cunning, if not more cunning, females who know what's going on. Let's move on to if you are the person who is interacting with someone who's already in a relationship. People reason a lot of stuff like, oh, the reason she's talking to me is because this man does not satisfy what she barely needs. Therefore it's okay because he's being a horrible partner, and it's only right if I come in and take over. Regardless of how bad he's doing or whatever other excuse, these are just excuses that should not be used. Your body even naturally responds, and you might feel a little guilty. If you facilitate questionable interactions between you and someone who's in a relationship already, and you keep it going and you consciously know what you're doing, then you're pretty much bringing someone else down for your own self-benefit. You're being selfish and bringing someone else down in order to achieve your selfish desire. And I see no difference between that and anyone else who does the same thing, even though it might be in a different form. Say your local school bully, or that jerk at school who's just always mean to you. And in the case of cheating this time, that means facilitating you and someone else while that person's already in a relationship. Finally, we have an evolved brain as human beings that allows us to do things that other species cannot. One of those things is viewing different possible scenarios before they happen to determine which one is best for us. I hope you can use that and see things from another person's shoes. Imagine how it would be if you were the person who had finally gotten a very good girlfriend or boyfriend, and you just found out that a weasel had been weaseling his way in with your girlfriend or boyfriend for the past month or so, and now he's sabotaged everything. Yeah, it sucks, and statistically you're most likely to get cheated on at least once before you get married, so buckle up, you're probably going to experience it, and then you'll probably realize how it feels. There's plenty of people who will go their whole lives without getting cheated on or cheating on anyone else, and I applaud those people because at least some people in this world have some good virtues. I'm hoping you can at least slightly increase those numbers by doing it yourself. Personally, if I was cheated on, then I would assess the situation, and most likely both parties would be held responsible in my eyes. And then I'd just probably realize that this girl is a bad quality girl and move on to find a better girl. Personally, you have to have standards before sealing the deal into a relationship. You can't just take the first thing that comes at you. One of those things is to make sure that they are reliable, trustworthy, loyal people. If you just blindly go at it, then you're kind of at fault too. Some girls just by nature, and some guys too, are prone to cheat because maybe they are just lesser quality in terms of personality and character as a person. And so you can't completely blame them because it is so ingrained in their nature. And I would say it's partially your own fault for not realizing the bad quality of this person and sealing the deal with them. You kind of have to have the self-worth and self-confidence as a person to realize that you're good enough to move on and find someone who you deserve. And in conclusion, I want to touch on the actual ethics of cheating with this one thing that 99% of people don't actually consider, but it is a crucial factor that you should consider. Sometimes the amount of abundance mentality between the two males and females are different. If you're the boyfriend and she's the girlfriend, and she just happens to have a lifestyle that puts her in situations with a lot more temptations all the time, then first off, you should either try and fix this, and if it can't be fixed, well, sorry, that's just her lifestyle. She just can't change it no matter how hard she tries. And if that's the case, then you can't really judge her unless you live the same type of lifestyle. To put it in more crude terms, the hotter the girl, or the higher the social status of the guy, or whatever other lifestyle choices they've made have put them in a lifestyle where there are a lot more eligible bachelors or bachelorettes around them. An even more crude example, your boyfriend goes to a lot of parties because that's just how he lives his life, and he meets a lot more hot girls there. You, on the other hand, as a girlfriend, are in a more scarce environment where you spend your time at the library and you don't party too much. The point is, you can't really judge someone like that unless you've been in the same lifestyle with the same amount of temptations all the time. A lot of people would put themselves as being so righteous and so above these kinds of temptations, but they've never been in that situation because most of their lifestyle has been very scarce and void of that kind of stuff. But then surprisingly, when they actually are ever put into those lifestyles, they are actually even more devious than the person who actually cheated on them. However, I do have to say that changing one's lifestyle after you are already in a relationship is another thing. I personally think it sometimes is a must if you are in one of these tumultuous lifestyles where you are always bombarded with tons of temptations. So that's kind of it for this video. If you liked, leave a like. If you liked a lot, then hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys later. And also, one more thing, if you have any requests or questions or problems, leave them down in the comments or send me a message. Don't elaborate too much. I can't take 3-page essays, but keep it fairly short, not too short, and I will get to them if I have time. See you guys later. Peace out. Subscribe.